Hi there, everyone. My name is Christian Eschbach, and welcome to another one of my album reviews. And we are talking about Toni Braxton. Toni Braxton. Toni Braxton. The Essentials. 2 discs of music. This was painful. Very painful. All right, let me start with Toni Braxton has an amazing voice. In the world of R&B, soul, music more in that genre, the only other female vocalist I like as much, or I think sounds as good, or has as nice of a voice, or works their voice as nicely, or the same way, or whatnot, would be Christina Aguilera. Um, the two of them have similar-ish voices. In my Christina Aguilera video, I actually refer to her as having a black girl's voice. When I did the Brandy video, someone had made a comment and then deleted it about what is a black girl's voice. Toni Braxton. You want an example of what a black girl's voice is? Toni Braxton is the perfect example of what a black girl's voice sounds like. All right. And I know it sounds racist, but black girls and white girls have different voices. There's a black girl voice, there's a white girl voice. Totally different things, okay? As much as I love Liz Hale, I just don't think Liz could pull off sounding as Toni Braxton sounds. I can't believe Christina Aguilera is able to do it. And I mean, there are lots of white girls that can do it. It's classically more of a black girl thing versus a white girl thing. Okay. Moving on from all that. Okay, so, as I was saying, Toni Braxton, amazing voice. Beautiful voice. I love her voice. Much like Christina Aguilera as well, I'd love to hear her do some actual rocking out with that voice, get some real freaking beautiful pipes going that way. Meh. Music wise, the song content itself sucks. 90s style R&B love song. It's the whole reason I hate 90s R&B for the most part. Like Boyz II Men, the guys in Boyz II Men have a wonderful fucking voice, When they show up on How I Met Your Mother and they sing the You Just Got Slapped song, it's beautiful. It's wonderful. They have magnificent voices and stuff like that. I just freaking hate the lyrical content 90% of the time because all they ever seem to release is love songs. Literally, this whole album is basically love songing it, okay? 2 fucking discs of it. Let's carry on. I've only made it through the first song. I'm going to kind of get through the rest of them kind of pretty fast after this one. Because the complaints I just made kind of start to trickle down, so I just add on to the complaint list. All right. I love me some him. First off, I love me some him. Oh, Jesus Christ. They blame rock and roll for the destruction of the English language. Jesus. No. Okay. Same thing. Everything I had literally just said continues on here. I have no use for any of the programmed drumming on most of this album because most of it sounds like it's programmed drumming. Even if it's a real person, it still sounds like it's a programmed drumming. I don't like it. The keys on this particular song are interesting, and the arrangements are well done. Overall, the song runs about 30 seconds too long. Then we're on to Tell Me. Starts out pretty lively. I hate the drums. Keys are interesting. Has a sci-fi kind of vibe to it. I do remember when this sci-fi kind of sound was kind of popular, especially in soundtracks. Total Recall was one of the things that came to mind when I was hearing the keys on this one. But I have all the same complaints I had about the first couple songs. You're Making Me Kind of High. This one has a hip-hop sensibility to it. Singing, not rapping, which I will bring up a little bit later on. A little less R&B side of it, and I found it a little bit more enjoyable. I think this song had more potential than they gave it. He wasn't man enough. I don't like her voice on this one. I think it's too low. I think she's trying to sing in a register that isn't becoming to her. And it's really weird because with her singing into a lower register, you can say what you want about the lyrics, but it really sounds like she's trying to say that, she's got the bigger dick in this situation. Especially with how low she's trying to sing. That's how it really feels to me, and it doesn't work for me. This was kind of a common thing for black female artists to do in the 90s, and I think I have the wrong skin color to talk about it properly. But to me, it really kind of a lack of respect towards men in general. And it applies more so towards black men, I think, in this case, because, I mean, when you look at, matchings, typically, statistically speaking, black women tend to stay with black men, white men tend to stay with white women. It's kind of weird how that one works. Anyways, um, but what I'm trying to say is a lot of this, because it is more directed towards, I'm assuming, black men. The way that you got this, or you got No Scrubs by TLC is another one that comes into mind, and it's kind of that whole taking shots at men, but like when you look at like this one here, No Scrubs in particular, though. When you think about No Scrubs, it's a girl group, which means there's only one of them driving, and they're talking about guys hollering at girls when they're driving, but who's usually hollering at the guys from it's the best friend, So there's a giant kind of weirdness going on at that time, and once again, it comes back to I just don't feel I have the right skin color to talk about it properly. No matter what, this whole one I'm already going to get branded pretty bad. Moving on. Just be a man about it. This one's just nope. Basically goes back to the last one. How many ways? This is an R. Kelly remix with everything I've already said. If I say R. Kelly, man, is this not going to get me demonetized right there? I don't like the song either way. It doesn't matter if R. Kelly's involved or not. I just think it's a boring and repetitive song. And that was at the 4-minute marker. I thought it was boring and repetitive. And it goes on for over a minute and 45 seconds after that. Yeah. Breathe Again. I blinked and I missed it. You Mean the World to Me. I actually remember this one being popular enough that I knew it before listening to this album. That being said, all the complaints I've already made still stand here. I Belong to You. Shortest song on this particular first disc. That is the best thing I can say about the song. How Can an Angel Break My Heart? This one? Okay, so this one sounds like Kenny G and Celine Dion got together, put a song together. Because it does have that Kenny G soft jazz. It's clarinet he plays, right? Yeah, I think it's a clarinet. I know I'm not a fan of the clarinet. He plays it well, so it doesn't sound squeaky or anything. But anyways. Oh, all right. And then you got Celine Dion, and yeah, that's the voice. That's how this whole thing sounds. It sounds like it should have been a Celine Dion song. I don't think the song does Toni Braxton's voice any justice at all. No. Yeah. Then we're at Unbreak My Heart. Okay, at this point, I realize that I have a penis, and my penis is really preventing me from enjoying this album in any way, shape, or form. Because it's all freaking love songs. It's all that kind of crap that only women are going to appreciate. There are guys that are going to be out there that will appreciate maybe the odd song. But whoa, this was too much for me to try and handle in a row. Oh God, no, cannot listen to this all in a row. Now I do remember this song from when I was a kid. It was huge. It was frigging huge. It's not a bad song. The problem is, after everything else I've already listened to so far, I don't want to hear any more love songs. But this was a huge song, and it's I can understand why it was a huge song. It's a good tune. It really is. Probably one of the best songs on this whole collection of bullshit love. Another sad love song. All right, more like I have less lyrical diversity than AC/DC. Yes. Yes. There is less lyrical diversity on these two discs than there is on an AC/DC album. Or two albums, even. Oh my god, there's so much. If you took AC/DC's Dirty Deeds and High Voltage and you put them together as a double disc set, there is more lyrical diversity on that than there is on here. Okay? No ifs, ands, or buts. Fuck. Okay. Wow, moving on. So lyrically, it's the same bull. This one, it's cliche even too because they do that. I'm going to be cute and clever, and I'm going to put a song about love songs on an upbeat kind of musical track. Ooh, it sucks. It's boring. It's cliche. Oh my god, Toni Braxton, what a waste of her voice. Okay. 7 whole days. Her voice is brilliant on this one. Absolutely freaking amazing. That's all I gotta say after that. I don't want to. This is like another sad love song, except for worse. It's slower and sappier. I'm just reading my notes off the computer at this point because, like, I really had to push myself to get through this, and I was working on my computer doing some other stuff because I've got other stuff that's coming out soon, which keep an eye out, and updates and stuff like that. But anyways, so I was working on that while I was listening to this, and it was a task. It was a freaking task and a half. Give You My Heart. This is where the first disc ends. And I didn't realize the first disc ending because I'm listening to it off my computer, so it rolled right into the second disc. And it's funny because, once again, the first song, The Heat, blink and you miss it. You know, like when you got these going back to back, this much Toni Braxton in a row back to back. Oh, shit. Blink and you miss The Heat. Give me some meh. Do not rap Toni. That's what I got to say here. Toni tries rapping. No, Toni, do not rap. There's No Me Without You. Meh. Why I shouldn't care. Seriously, shouldn't care about this song. Spanish Guitar. This song was enjoyable. Actually was enjoyable. Same shit. Normal lyrical content for Toni Braxton at this point, but musically way more diverse, way more enjoyable. It sounded like she was actually working with real musicians here, which was very nice. I'm Still Breathing. Everything I said about the last song, but less musically diverse. Not quite as enjoyable. This one feels a little more. It's not as diverse because of what the last song was. It was basically a continuation of the last song, except for more sampley, less profound, less enjoyable. Then you get to Me and My Boyfriend. This one confused me when it came on. And the reason why is I seriously thought that this was done by somebody else. And I remember how huge this song was at one point. And then while I'm sitting there after the song finished, I had to go do the search on YouTube because I'm like, I know this, and I know from somewhere else. And I kept thinking it was Jay-Z, and it had to be Jay-Z. And yeah, it was Jay-Z because it's the 03 Bonnie and Clyde. Now, that being said, That's featuring Beyonce. So I don't know if they sampled just the music out of here, if it was a complete cover out of here. I don't know what Jay-Z did with Beyonce with this, if Beyonce covered all of, like, they couldn't get the rights to the Toni Braxton songs, so they had Beyonce do a cover and then Jay-Z rapped over top of that cover, because that's kind of a way you can get around doing that type of stuff. I don't know, maybe, but it was interesting to listen to this version. um Give it back, meh. The time of our life, the time of our lives. Sorry, didn't write the notes down. Either way, I blinked and I missed it. He wasn't man enough. Club mix of a song I didn't like to start with, so you can just imagine how I feel about the club mix. Unbreak My Heart, another club mix. Woo-hoo! And this is very long and painful. Okay, so club mixing. I don't. It's really funny. I'm not an EDM person. I don't like EDM. I have little to no respect for EDM itself. And most of it is because I write EDM. I've written a shit ton of EDM. And let me tell you, my EDM makes heavy metal fans dance and bob their heads. I've watched it firsthand. But because I do it and I know what goes into it, it's one of the reasons I'm really not into it per se. I'd much rather, real musicians making real music. Hit the Freeway. I tuned out so badly after Unbreak My Heart that Hit the Freeway just kind of disappeared for me. Come On Over Here. This one only barely registered. Let It Flow. Meh. The Little Things, nope. Good Life, acapella mix. It says acapella mix right here. Acapella single mix. It's not acapella. 30 seconds. First 30 seconds, there's acapella. There's nothing acapella after that. It's as bad as Mariah Carey doing an unplugged album. If you watch my Mariah Carey Unplugged, you'd get what I'm saying there. Okay. No. Okay, this is no. It's way too much of the same thing. No, just no. Whoever put this compilation together was an idiot. An absolute moron. Because it is just way too much of the same thing. A woman going through a breakup is going to want to listen to this, maybe. Like if you busted it all up and you're putting it into a mix, sure. In the days of my having a 25 disc CD player, which I'm sad, unfortunately, doesn't work anymore. I got to see if one day I can find someone that can fix it. In the days of my 25 disc CD player, mixed in on random, okay, sure. It's even too much, because there's two CDs, it's even too much mixed in on my current 5-disc CD player. If I do a random on there, it's way too much still. Because it's literally the same thing over and over again. Music might variate a little bit, but even then, there isn't enough variation in the music that's enjoyable either. I even mentioned when there's a cool variation in there. That's that few and far between. No. Just no, way too much of the same thing. I can listen to the entire AC/DC catalog and not complain about over repetitiveness half as much as I would about this album. Or even the Kiss catalog, man. Oh my god. No, it's just, oh god. No. Alright, I'm done. Comments. Let me know what you guys think. Once again, I do respect Toni Braxton as a vocalist. I think she has a wonderful voice. I think the problem, one, is the music behind her, two, the lyrical content. Another thing before I go into the comments, I also want to point out that when it comes to this in particular, I'm just bringing it up really fast here, but Toni Braxton only wrote 1, 2, 3. Okay, under composer on my computer, Toni Braxton's got 3 composer credits on here. Now, she might have other ones on there as well, because, sometimes my computer will only list out the first person if there's multiple writers. But, there's a lot of Diane Warren and whatnot. It's basically like she picked and Babyface, and, there's a few, Babyface is actually on here quite a bit. But there's... It's like she went and only picked out sap songs, and it really hurts. It really does. She could have picked better songs. I don't know. Anyways, okay, I'm done. That's it. Comments, folks, let me know what you think. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell for notifications. That helps out me, you, everything like that. Peace, love, take care, and there's a link to Patreon below.